Hi everyone, and welcome back to my Come Take a Seat challenge. Let's get into it. Starting with my skin prep of my Thayer's Hydrating Milky Toner. I've been using this ever since I saw your girl Shelly Ann recommending this. So we're going to use that today, especially since I'm not home right now and I don't have any primer. So we're going to work with what we got. Next up, I'm going to be using my facial serum. I'm not sure where I got this from. I've had it for honestly so long because it's such a big bottle, and I'm just going to apply that and then we're going to get started. So today we're going to be trying something a little bit different. I've been excited and I've been waiting for this. We are going to be trying Latina makeup, okay? Hence why I was thinning my eyebrows for the longest, but I do not want them too thin. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. And this makeup is gonna be kind of more concealer heavy versus foundation heavy, which you already know how I feel about it. So let's get into it. So first things first, I'm actually doing my brows and I'm using the blackest liquid eyeliner that I have. And number one, it's because I want my brows to really stand out, but also I forgot my dark brown, my little eyebrow, what is it called? It's like an eyebrow gel or something. I forgot it at home, so we're gonna work with the black and just kind of blend it out. And it's okay because these are going to need to stand out. And now that they're super overly dark, let's go ahead and start fixing those and start outlining the brows. And what I actually do with mine is towards the front end, what I'll do is I'll put concealer about like right here, and I actually blend that into my brows. I will say, if you've never done it before, you're gonna have to like try it out because it can get pretty tricky. And I use two different concealers. I use my lightest one, which is my white, on the bottom and on the side. And then on the top, I'm going to use my next lightest-ish. Well, actually, my next lightest would be my NYX, but I don't know. I really want the under part to stand out more. And now we're just going to start blending this out. And this is one of my favorite brushes to use for that because I can kind of get really close for that detail without worrying about it being too close to the point where I can't see exactly where it's going. And we're just going to trace that exactly how thin and the shaping that we want them. So that's up to you. All right, so this is how it looks with just the little brush. So now I'm gonna go into these front parts and kind of drag some of this concealer in very, like I said, very lightly. And we're just going to lighten these up in the front. All right, so now that we got them calmed down a bit, we're gonna go ahead and start with our foundation. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. And for this kind of look, you do wanna have more of a full coverage foundation if you are gonna use it. Otherwise, there is versions that you can do where it's very concealer heavy. And what I mean by that is that some people use the concealer as like their foundation base. So it's just up to you and what you are looking for. Me, I'm going to go in for the fuller look, which includes using foundation. So do as you please. As always, blending this out with my Morphe brush and then going over that with a beauty blender. And obviously you can use buildable coverage. I'm just going to be using a light amount just because I am going to have concealer on after this and I don't want to be too over the top. So now I'm just going to go over that with my beauty blender. And that is because we don't want these little crusty, dusty brush marks from when we applied that. And next up, we are going to go in with our even heavier concealer look. So I'm going to be using a mixture of three. I'm going to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop LA Colors in the shade Fair, and also my LA Colors in the shade White. And this is basically going to, like I said, you're going to want to be pretty heavy on this, okay? The Latino makeup look is a very heavy concealer based look. So just be ready to go crazy with it. All right, so this is kind of my placement. I'm actually going to let this all sit while I do my eye makeup. So I technically don't have any eyeshadow, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. I am going to use my concealer stick and just kind of get some color on my eyes, and then kind of blend that out. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and prep my lashes. So I'm gonna have the glue on. That way we can get everything rolling and going. Now I'm going to go in with my Milani eyeliner, and I'm just going to kind of create a nice winged eye look. So you can go as big as you want with your wings because obviously you got big lashes on, so do as you please. All right, now that my wings are done, we're gonna check to see if my lash is ready to put on. All right, I got one lash on. Let's go ahead and prep and put the other one on. All right, I'm going to start just blending some of this out because I am waiting for my other lash to finish drying. And we're just gonna kind of take my little beauty blender and just dab this up and make it look pretty. And like I said, this is very heavy concealer, so you can go as heavy or as light as you want, but obviously to get the full feeling, you gotta do heavy concealer. Next, we're going to go in with my contour, and we're just going to get these cheek areas just like such. We're gonna go around the tip of our forehead, and we're actually going to do my jawline as well. Just like that. I'm gonna let it sit for a bit and then we're gonna blend it out. Next up, I'm going to go in with my blush, and I'm just gonna place that at these highest points of my cheekbones. And yes, we are gonna go a bit more heavier than we normally do. All right, now we are blush heavy. Let's move into our lips. I am going to be using this, I think this is rose brown. I'm not sure, I can't find it right now. But this is like a brownish, darkish lip liner. And then we're also gonna be using this pink nudie color because we want our outer lips to really stand out more than the center. And our lips are done. Now, the last and final, and to me, most important step. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and we are going to repowder those areas where we put our concealer on. Don't ask me why, but this is just the look. You have to put the pressed powder on those places, otherwise you won't have the look. So if you want the look, do the pressed powder. Now the next few things are optional. I use them. I am going to be using a highlighter, and then I'm also going to go in under my, like, on my waterline, I guess, in my eyes. I'm going to put white. And one final spray with the L'Oreal 3-second setting mist. Ooh. And you are gonna be good to go for the rest of the day. And this is the final look. This is how she looks. Honestly, I love this look. I love the style. I love everything about it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do it again sometime. So be sure to check us out and see what I create tomorrow.